Hello everyone, so let's see how to create this pin drop interaction in Figma. It's pretty easy to create it and it looks cool. So let's have a quick demo of it. And as you can see, I have a map here and then there's a pin being followed by my cursor. So there's a pin that is following my cursor and anywhere I click, I can just drop the pin there. So let me drop one on Africa, one on India and one on US. So as you can see, it's pretty cool, right? I can just click anywhere and the pin gets dropped there. So it works only on the map here. So if I go outside it, it doesn't work. So once I come inside the map, it works. I can drop anywhere that I want, right? So it's pretty cool, right? So let's see how to create this. It's pretty easy. So let's jump right on the tutorial. So here we have a fresh page with no interactions. So this is just a UI design that you see here and kind of a wireframe. And then you have this SVG pin icon as well. So to get started, we need to create an interactive component. For that, I'm going to take this pin here, just zoom in, and then we are going to draw a frame. I'm going to press on F and then draw a frame. So the point to note here is the bigger the frame size, the performance is going to be better because you'll need less number of interactive components if you take a bigger frame, but it won't be smooth, right? So if you take a smaller frame, it's going to be smooth. So as your cursor moves, the pin is going to follow you very smoothly, but you might find a bit of a laggy performance because you're using a lot of interactive components. So that is the trade-off. So I'm going to take something in between, let's say like 10 by 10 should be good. So let's keep it at 10 by 10. And then I'm going to drop this icon into this. So as you can see, it's getting cut, right? So I select the frame and we'll remove the clip content. And that way we should see the complete pin. And I'm going to place it somewhere in the between like this. So that is good. And then we're going to remove the fill of this one. So I'll just remove the fill. And then I'm going to duplicate the frame here. So I press on Command D or Control D, that will duplicate the frame. So in the first case, I don't want the pin to be visible. So what we'll do is we'll select the pin and turn the opacity to 0. So that way the pin is not visible. And in the second case, the pin is visible. So I'll let you know why we're doing this. And the next thing we'll do is we'll select both of these and create a component set out of it. That way we can create interactive components. So in the first frame or the first variant, we'll go to prototype and we'll link this one to the next frame right here. And this would be on hover, right? So we'll have while hovering. And this way, when your cursor is hovering on this frame, the pin would be visible, right? So that is the interaction that we want. So the first part is done. Let's see how we can apply this. So basically your pin is following your cursor. So let's do that first and then we'll go into the dropping part. So here we have the component created. So what I'll do is I'll take an instance out of it. So press on Option or Alt and pull out an instance. So that is the instance of your component, interactive component. And then I'm going to place it on the beginning of this part here, right? So we want the drop or the pin to follow from here till the end of this map, right? So what we're going to do is the map is starting from right here, if I'm not wrong. So you can see it's starting from here, right? So we'll duplicate one to the right. And then just you can start pressing Command D and that will keep duplicating it n number of times. So if you can see, as I press Command D or Control D, it keeps duplicating it. So I'll keep pressing it and that will keep running till the end of it, right? So that is where our map is ending. So we have created one line of it. And the next thing is select all of these from the layers panel. So I've selected all of this and I'll just group it. And now we have a group of one complete line. Next thing, again, just press Option or Alt and bring it down. So that way we have one towards the down. And then to repeat it again, just press Command D or Control D. So that should be enough. Yeah. So as you can see, I've created a complete grid of all these interactive components. So once you're done creating a grid of these interactive components, we are done. So all we got to do is select the frame and click on the play button or the present button. And let's see if it's working. So the first part that we have done is the pin should follow your cursor. So as you can see, the pin is following your cursor. But once I click, nothing happens, right? So that is the next part. So let's see how to do that. So we are done with the first part and it works good. So we'll come back to the interactive component. In this case, we are going to add two more variants here. So one is that and another one, right? Here we have added two more variants and let's see what to do with this. We want the pin to be visible. So I'll turn the opacity of the pin to 100 again. So once I click on this variant here, the pin has to drop, right? So for that, what I'm doing is I'm raising the pin a bit above. So I'll select the pin here and we'll move it a little bit to the top. This much should be good. So we are going a bit to the top. And in the next case, we want the pin to drop back to the same position, right? So that is the different states that we have. Now all we got to do is start adding the interaction. So I go back to the prototype tab. So on click of the second variant, we want to change it to this third variant here. And it's going to be on click and then we have smart animate. So bouncy would look good. And let's keep this at 250 or maybe 200 is good enough, 200 milliseconds. And once we have this, we want to do this automatically. So the third to the fourth variant should be an automatic one. So for that case, we'll go for after delay of 1 millisecond. You want to drop the pin, right? So this could be again bouncy. Let's see how that looks. So that is the interaction that we are going to do. Pretty simple, right? So first on hover, the pin is going to be visible. That is why our pin is actually following the cursor at every grid. And then on click of the second variant, we want to do the bounce animation for the pin to rise up. And then after a millisecond, you just want to drop it down, right? And it's going to remain in this state. So all our interactions are perfect. Let's see how this behaves. So again, I'm going to click on the frame, click on present. So our pin is following us. Now let's click it. There you go. You can see how it raises up and it drops again, right? So that's how we can create this pin drop interaction in Figma. It's pretty cool, right? You can use it for different scenarios, like there'll be scenarios in the application where you want the user to drop a pin on your location. So in such cases, this interaction is going to be really useful for creating a prototype. And that being said, don't forget to try this interaction on Figma and also tag me at Design Extreme on Instagram so that I can check it out, right? So as always, thanks for watching and happy designing.